Okay, hello guys. Today I'm going to be showing you my predictions for the next Pokemon deck rotation. In this rotation, all of the G labeled cards will be leaving. Some staples like Iono, Nest Ball, even Counter Catcher are going to be leaving the format, and a really big one will be Professor's Research. But yeah, let's get into it. The first deck is Raging Bolt. Some cards it will lose is Professor Sada's Vitality, which lets you attach two energies from your discard pile to two different ancient Pokemon. And this will be detrimental because it's kind of its main way of getting energy on the board in the late game. Squawk ability will kind of just not let it set up more as consistently, especially losing a Nest Ball. Excuse me, because that's how you get most of your Pokemon out. You're gonna have to rely on Ultra Ball, maybe, or just drawing into the cards that you need. Mew won't be that big of a deal, but it is a little bit of draw power that Raging Bolt likes to have. Slitherwing will just be an extra ancient attacker. It's a one prize attacker, but you will lose that. A Nest Ball, that's just the main way you get your Pokemon out. And Earthen Vessel is mostly how you get your energy. And I have the picture of the Noctowl here with the Jewel Seeker ability. That's when you evolve it and you have a Terra Pokemon in play, you search your deck for two trainer cards. That might be your way to get your Pokemon and get your supporters out. In the new rotation, it has been used more recently compared to when the F cards were still in the format. But yeah, it has grown in popularity. The next deck I'm going to be talking about is Dragapult. I did forget to mention that on a lot of these I will be using like common slang, like I use Sada Squawk instead of uh Professor Sada's Vitality or Squawk ability. Pult is just Dragapult. It will lose Arven, which is kind of a big deal, which is mostly its way of getting items and tools. It'll also lose Nest Ball, which is really detrimental because that's also how it gets most of its big basics out. It still has Buddy Buddy Poffin, which can let it get its small basics like its Duskulls and its Dreepies. It will lose Halucha, which lets you just place some extra damage counters, which can help you knock out stuff like Pheasantipity or Tealmask Ogre which both have 210 HP, and Dragapult's attack only does 200, except Halucha can help you hit that 210. Nest Ball, again, that's how you get. Oh, I put Nest Ball twice here. Okay. Professor Turo's scenario, that will not, like, if you're playing a straight Dragapult without Dusknoir or Duskull, it will not be good because a lot of the times you can use that to just pick up your Dragapult healed up in the late game to let your opponent not take that extra two prize cards. Counter Catcher, again, for straight Dragapult, that is a lot of the times a way that you can gust up your opponent's Pokemon in late game and take a surprise KO. Earthen Vessel, a lot of the times you just like to Arven for a Poffin or like a Secret Box if you do play Secret Box, and you can get a Vessel or something like that. Vessel normally just lets you get your energy out. Next is Dog Box, which is Flareon Box or EV Box. Some things it will lose is Nest Ball, just like all the others. Professor Turo's Scenario, which again lets you just heal up your Flareon or any of your other evolutions. Pokegear 3.0, which a lot of the times can clutch you up and get a supporter when you need it. Earthen Vessel, this will be bad for Flareon EX. because a lot of the times you kind of need that to get your different energy types. Well, actually, that applies to all of these, with their stellar attacks, which takes like normally 3 different types of energy. Especially the Flareon, because that's normally how you get high KOs with the Carnelian and the Gravity Mountain. Mega Box. It kind of popped off at a regional tournament when Tord came out with it. But it kind of might fall off in this rotation because you're losing a lot of cards. One of those is Pokegear, which a lot of the times can get you your Arvins, which used to be true, but now you're also losing your Arvins. Normally, you would go Pokegear into Arvin, into Nest Ball or Trolley, and Turbo Energize, and then you can just Trolley, fill up your bench, attach energy, Turbo Energize, and then get set up. But you can't really do that anymore because 3 of those 4 cards are now missing. And Nest Ball, so if you prize Trolley, then it's going to be kind of hard to get your Pokemon out because you can't really get your basics. You're also losing Earthen Vessel, which once you run out of Turbo Energizes, Earthen Vessel is kind of your main way to get energy. You're also losing Bravery Charm, which a lot of the times can clutch up and make sure that your Mega Absol doesn't get knocked out with its only 280 HP. And as these pictures show, you need 3 energy to do this Claw of Darkness. And it's really hard to get your energy out because of the missing Turbo Energize, Earthen Vessel, and Arvin and Pokegear. Marnie's Grimmsnarl. It's going to be kind of hard to make big comebacks without Iono, TM Devolution, or Counter Catcher. Again, Iono is kind of a comeback card. It can also be used as a draw supporter. Evo, TM Evolution. Normally you grab that with Arvin, but you can't. And it will be rotating 2. And it's going to be really hard to get your basics out without I believe it's called Spike Mouth Gem, which lets you grab a Marnie's Pokemon. And it'll be really hard to evolve your Impidimps into your... I forgot they were called. The middle evolution of Impidip and Marnie's Grimmsnarl. But anyway, you can't really get those out, and it's going to be hard to come back without your Iono and Counter Catchers. And I have this little picture of the Monkey Dory, which you can still use this along with the Frostlass to get damage over. If your opponent can knock out your Monkey Dories and Frostlass, you basically just kind of become a worse Dragapult. Let's move on to the next, which is Ceruledge. Some cards it will lose is the Squawk ability, which lets it just kind of turbo through its deck and really just get energy in the discard. Research will also be rotating, which is it's really big for Ceruledge. Along with Palpad, which lets you recycle like Carmine, Research, stuff like that. You also lose Turo, which can often heal you up late game and just deny your opponent 2 prize cards. You do still have Briar, though, which can let you steal an extra prize card in the late game. Earthen Vessel, that is normally how you search your deck for energy, and that can be at a deficit when you don't have your Earthen Vessels. Again, like most of these decks, it will be missing Nest Ball, which is just a huge thing that it's rotating because it helps so many decks get their basics out. Palpad is going to be the second to last card I will talk about. It normally just lets you recycle your Turos, Research, maybe keep you from decking out. The Jet Energy is just kind of an extra energy that can sometimes deny your opponents, such as Marnie's Grimmsnarl, from using Yveltal, or even Mega Box from blocking you with Yveltal and just making you deck out, especially if you're burning through your deck, or how you used to burn through your deck with Squawk and Research. And that will be it. That is most of my predictions for the next rotation. And of course, some staple decks like Charizard, Gardevoir, and Goldango will be rotating. Gardevoir has been hanging on since it came into the format, and I guess Creatures and Game Freak just kept giving it more and more cards, but it's finally rotating. I wouldn't be surprised if they printed another card that was just Gardevoir but better. And yeah, that would be it. Thank you for watching my video, and you can like and subscribe. Also, check out my friends over at Unity. Thank you for watching.